What's really good, YouTube? It's your boy Cedric checking in with the best subscribers on YouTube, baby. I love checking in that way, man. Let's just start off with high energy, man. Checking in with the best subscribers on YouTube. Check this out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button below. You already know how to do it. You've done it 1,000 times. Just go ahead and click the button and then get at me on Instagram at Cedric the Artist if you want to keep up with my daily life, man. So a lot of you guys I know have asked me over the years, like, man, like, how did you get to this place where you get to do creative work full time? I mean, it really feels like you're living out your dream, and I feel like I need that in my life. I want that in my life. I'm at point A and I'm just like really desperate to be at point B, but it seems like just that space in between is something that's just never ceasing. Like, it just continually expands every time, I take a step forward. And I've really been trying to think, like, okay, if I were to give you any type of realistic advice on how to manage to get from point A to point B, the first piece of advice would be to seek his kingdom first, man. Really seek God's will for your life. Allow him to give you the desires of your heart. And listen, I'm telling you this because this is what my experience was. I'm not just quoting the Bible for the sake of what a good Christian does. I'm telling you, this is my experience. And I believe this is what allowed for me to be able to do what I'm doing. Other people may have different ways, and I can't knock however they get to it, but I'm just saying, for me, I know for a fact that I was very unqualified to do a lot of the things that God has opened up doors to do, for the simple fact that he's God and he can make it happen. I didn't have an extensive portfolio. I didn't have an extensive background or track record in some deals. I didn't have a lot of money saved up. It was, I know for a fact, based on my situation, it was the grace of God and the love of God that allowed me to have some of the opportunities that I have. So my first advice would be to seek God first, seek his kingdom, and allow him to give you the desires of your heart, right? And then secondly, whenever he do say, like, people always say, like, no man can close a door that God wants to open for you. And I believe that is true. That is 100% true. But the only problem with that statement is there's a second part of the statement. It's like, no other man can close the door, but you can definitely close a door that God wants to open for you by not being prepared to walk through that door, not being ready to walk through that door, not doing what it takes to stay inside of that door once you get into the other side. Because a lot of times we think walking through a door means we're walking into something that's easy, or we walking into something that's just going to be like, I'm coasting now because I walked through this door that God opened for me. But no, like, sometimes when God opens that door for you, I mean, it's uphill, right? Like, I mean, you take your first step inside the door, and now it's like, oh wow, like, I didn't know what this meant. I didn't know it meant staying up all night. I didn't know it meant, for this particular season of my life, either traveling or going or 4 pots of coffee in because I've been, just doing this, or taking clients for maybe a little bit less than I would like to. I didn't know it looked like hard work on the other side of the door. And I think that's the misconception, especially with creatives. For some reason, people think creatives just wake up and we go travel to a beach and then we just do some work on the computer, blah, 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 and then we're done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, this work, there's a lot of work in creative work, aside from just the fun part where you're getting to brainstorm, or the fun part when you get to produce. There's the pre and the post-production that is real tedious, and it requires a lot of meticulous work for creatives. And like, I mean, so if I had to just distill it down to 2 points, it would be, for one, seek God first and then put in the work, man. Like, I feel like there's just too many people, especially from our culture, that just want it easy. They want to get the money easy, get the money fast, and not really have to apply themselves. And I think, John Maxwell says it the best. He's a leadership guru, just phenomenal, man. He says everything worthwhile is going to be uphill. Everything. I mean, there'll be nice times where you may be coasting down the hill, but everything worthwhile is an uphill climb. And it's that mountain climb that gets you prepared for what it's like at the peak. Because if you just ascend to the peak without having that experience of getting to the top, you won't know how to stay there, and you won't know how to act when you are there. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the word for the day, man. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, man. Get at your boy on Instagram at Cedric the Artist, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, man. We're gonna be back here next week, same time. Holla at your boy. Yeah.